and welcome to another road trip with John
and Martin.
Today we are in an Alpha.
Power.
So we are back on the road for another road trip. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So Martin, where are we going?
Well, today we're going to show you the bush, the cock, the Willey. We're going to turn right now and we're going to show you Nottinghamshire.
Nottinghamshire.
Nottinghamshire. We're going all the way to Nottinghamshire and we're doing it in yet another car, John.
What car are we in today, Martin?
We are in one of 17 remaining Alfa Romeo 166 3-litre Super with a Spanish gearbox. We're going fully Manuel, baby.
Full Busso 3-litre V6.
Busso, baby.
And we're currently driving half a mile between stops. It's not really what it's made for, but
we've done a whopping 15 miles an hour.
Hopefully we'll get it out on the motorway and we'll be able to hear it roar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are travelling to Bush Close in Bullwell. I'm sure you can work out why that counts as rude.
So here we are at our first destination, Bush Close. Now you may find that this is actually a rude road name, but I can actually exclusively reveal to you now, it's not. It's actually to do with this specific bush behind it. Now this bush is known to be the oldest bush in Great Britain. It was first grown in 1754. It then got knocked down, so it was replanted in 1755, and every year since it's been replanted. So some would argue that it is actually the youngest bush in Britain. Let's not get delved into the facts here.
Bring the thunder! So, we have just shown you Bush Close. Where are we going to next, Martin?
Well, we're going on an absolute 180, really. In stark contrast to the bush, we're heading to the Willey.
We're heading to the Willey.
To the Willey.
To what?
We're heading up Willey Lane. Willey Lane. One of two Willey lanes, supposedly, in Nottingham.
They like their Willies.
They do. And do you know what town this village this is nearby?
Go on.
Willey Lane, Underwood. Ooh. Underwood. Get it?
Hey!
Willey Lane.
Latest technology for Automotive Tales road trip.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are turning onto Willey Lane. It's a very short section of the B600, 608.
So you're saying the Willey's short?
It's very short. In fact, it's so short on your sat nav it just calls it Willey.
Yeah, it does.
So we are now on Willey Lane. This is the extent of Willey. It's almost over.
And if you're feeling Underwood, you've got Willey Lane. Oh,
yep.
There's a horse. I better let the horse through.
Be careful of the horse running across your Willey. Jeez.
Oh, that'd be painful.
And
that's it.
That's the end of Willey.
Wow.
Or Willey Lane, at least, anyway.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, Willey.
Until next time. So, we saw Willey Lane. Unfortunately, we weren't able to stop on Willey Lane because there isn't a sign. If you stole the sign for Willey Lane, put it back. Or give it to me, because I quite like to put that on the wall of my workshop.
Yeah.
We are going from the Willey
Yeah.
We're going Underwood, or we've been through Underwood. We're going Underwood to Balls Lane specifically.
Lane. A short journey, of course.
Yes, it's not very far from Willey Lane to Balls Lane.
Yeah.
3.8 miles specifically.
That's quite a long, Willey.
So, to the balls. I mean, to Balls Lane.
Bring on the balls. My favourite balls is probably Ed Balls. I liked him in Strictly Come Dancing.
I can't think of anybody else whose last name is Balls.
No. Here we go. So we're now going into the borough of Ashfield, which is sort of the gateway to Sherwood Forest.
Very nice.
So we're going up through Nottinghamshire now. To put it into sort of motorway junctions, I suppose we sort of started at 26, we're now up at 27 of the M1. Probably an easy way to explain it, but working our way up for all you M1 enthusiasts out there, the M1 fan club.
If you're interested in motorways, our motorway services, and you want us to do a road trip of motorway services, bleep bloop in the comments below and let us know.
Yeah, and how you'd rank them. Do we do a rating system based on ease of parking, convenience of or availability of shops? That'd be an interesting one to do.
Absolutely. Basically, if you like, share and subscribe, we can do some more fun road trips, and you can live vicariously through us.
Absolutely.
And Martin has bought an Alpha, so if we make any money at all, it's probably going to go on repairing the Alpha. In fact, what you need to do is like, share, subscribe, and go to our Patreon page so you can donate to us in the small hope we can help Martin keep this Alfa Romeo on the road. So if you love an Alfa Romeo 166, like, share, subscribe, donate, patron thing.
Just £5 a month will keep this Alfa Romeo out of trouble. Now, as you can see, it's quite evident when you look down this road that it used to be a two-way system. This part of the road is definitely newer, and it now seems that this is a west to east connecting road from the B6020 up to the A611. The A611 being one of the biggest roads that goes up from Nottingham up into Mansfield. But when you look at the road and you look at the dimensions, there's parts where you can tell that this definitely used to be a two-way road. It'll be interesting to find out why they shortened it and why in this direction. Now, there are a number of theories as to why Balls Lane is called exactly that. One of the theories used to go that it was due to the first person discovering that elastic bands could be put into balls. There's also a heavy rumour that ping pong balls originated from this lane, which at the time was called "We Need a Name for Our Table Tennis Balls Lane." They shortened it a little bit afterwards. That then became the theory that actually this is where cheese rolling really was invented, and they used balls of cheese rather than wheels. That was mainly because the favourite food in Ashfield is cheese footballs from the famous Jacob's factory. But what I can actually tell you today is that this has been renamed in recent years after Ed at number 69.
So, that was all a bit balls. Where are we going next, Martin?
Well, I feel we should probably... I think we've done the penis bit of it too much, so we should probably close off the penis section of the...
we should shut down all that kind of cock gags.
Yeah, we should... There definitely needs to be a cockshut down. Cockshut. Let's go to Cockshut.
Cockshut Lane.
Done.
Let's go.
Oh, hang on, I'm driving.
have arrived at Cockshut Lane. Unfortunately, there isn't a sign for the lane, despite having driven up and down Cockshut for a good half an hour in the rain. We have done some research. Apparently, Cockshut refers to closing out of the day or the twilight hours, which may be related to the fact there is a graveyard on the road. But that's about all we could find about Cockshut Lane. But what do you think Cockshut Lane means, Martin?
Well, John, I've been doing some research about this, and actually it does have something to do with the former manor that was here and the lord that used to live there. Now, he had a really annoying friend, so he used to go out to the local tavern, have a yard of ale, and in those days, they didn't have a word for if your friend was getting in the way of you pulling on a night out. The word that we now commonly know as cock block actually started as Cockshut. Basically, an annoying friend used to live on the road, and he named that road after him to try and get the message across. He walked down this road every day and wanted to let him know that he was ruining his sex life.
So, where are we heading next, Martin?
Beavers, John. I like beavers. I like all kinds of beavers. I want to go to see a beaver.
Should we go to Beaver Place?
I'm in.
Oh, it's raining as well. Did you know a wet beaver is a happy beaver?
Damn.
There's some archery going on up there. They've got all the butts set up for some archery.
Amazing. Butt hole lane.
I wonder if we're going to see any butts lanes today. I think we might.
I think we will see some butts.
Because every county seems to have a butt.
It does. So you join us now as we're further up in Nottinghamshire, in the town of Worksop. Worksop is famous for its MP, Brendan Clark-Smith. He's the Member of Parliament for Bassetlaw. I know that because we've just passed his office. We're off to Beaver Place, which is apparently there. That's not helpful. Excuse my language. Right, so apparently it's down here.
It's very tight down there, Beaver Place.
Yeah, this is a very tight beaver. There's a pub, Fisherman's Arms.
I don't think the place is spelt quite like that.
So, how did Beaver Place get its name? Well, it's actually to do with the residents that lived here. In 1841, there were no less than 16 hat makers on Beaver Place. Back in 1852, the residents were outraged at the idea of this being a through road. As you can see, it is a cul-de-sac and a dead end. So they barricaded it with as many twigs as they could find, effectively creating a human dam. Hence the reason we're now standing in Beaver Place.
Well, there was some really interesting facts about Beaver Place, Martin.
I do love a good beaver story.
If we're sticking on that theme then, where are we going to go next?
I feel like we should broaden our horizons. Let's move away from the streets. Let's take a patch of land and explore it.
You want to get the whole forest?
Yeah, I do. I want to get to one with nature.
How about we go to Fanny's Grove?
Fanny's Grove. Sounds good to me. Let's go.
Let's go. So I was looking up Fanny's Grove. It's not actually a road or specifically a place. It's actually an outcrop of trees on the corner of Netherfield Lane and the A616, I believe. So it's just a crop of trees.
How did you find out about it?
It was on a list of funny place names.
Oh.
It was on your list. You created the list.
Oh yeah. John, I think Fanny's Grove sounds like a really interesting place, and obviously it's probably well visited, but how does it score on Google?
Funny you should say that, Martin. So it scores 3.6 on Google reviews, so fairly average, but there are some 5-star reviews. There's one particular one here from a gentleman called Hamish. He says that it's a great place for nature lovers, lots of natural beauty, and he also points out there's a cave to explore. He says, don't forget to explore the large, damp, moist cave at this location. However, there's a peculiar smell to this cave. You might need some wellies. He's not talking about the forest and the caves, is he?
No, you've just been demonetised.
Ah, Hamish, grim.
So here we are in Fanny's Grove. Now, there are some very important things to stress about this place. First of all, there is no history that we can find online that says anything about why Fanny's Grove is called Fanny's Grove. But what I will do is give you the facts. The facts are that it is a V-shaped piece of woodland in between two roads. It meets at the centre point in that V shape. It's also widely available on certain websites. I would recommend Googling Fanny's Grove Worksop and then never coming back to me.
So we have dispensed of Fanny's Grove for a very good reason.
Absolutely.
And we're not going to go that far. We're going from Fanny's Grove to Butt Lane.
It couldn't be a road trip without visiting a butt of some kind, could it?
Absolutely. So far, we found a butt lane or of some description in every county.
Yeah, I think it's a trend. We'll have to keep trying. But of course, we've covered the butt side of things for quite a lot, in that it's to do with archery, isn't it?
Yes.
So the butt of the bullseye?
Target, I guess.
Yeah.
The target is on the butt, which you shoot into.
That's it. So yeah, it's nice to know that we're going back to an old friend. And I'm really looking forward to seeing my butt again.
And we've kind of covered it all. We've gone from bush to butt so far.
Bush to butt. Bush to butt. Willey to Beaver.
Living the dream.
Living la vida loca.
So, to Butt Lane.
On it.
So that was the first Butt Lane we tried. Unfortunately, it was just a gravel road into somebody's house. Sorry, person that lived there. So as it's not very eventful, we thought we would look for another Butt Lane, because it turns out Nottingham has many butts.
Nottingham likes big butts.
It's strange because the history of the name is something to do with archery. I can't think why there's so many in Nottinghamshire, but
yeah, I can't put the link between archers and Nottingham. No.
Anywho's, we found another one in East Bridgeford, so we are going to go and find the other Butts Lane.
Perfect.
Shall we go?
Yeah, oh, we're going down apparently.
That'll be a big truck and a very narrow road.
Oh. As you always know, same butt, different county, and they all have different meanings. And the reason that this one's called Butt Lane is actually due to the building over the road. This is East Bridgeford Medical Centre. Now, this is the leading arse specialist in Nottinghamshire. It specialises in everything to do with the rear.
Okay, so that was Butt Lane.
Yeah, I feel really happy that we've probably covered every lower part of the body today.
Yeah.
I feel like we need something to wrap it all up into a nice tidy bow.
Yeah, we need to kind of just, you know, package it away a little bit for the end of the video. So I think we should start, you know, maybe look at some lingerie for all of that undercarriage.
Get your pants on. What, we're going to Pants Road?
Well, no, sadly not. But we are going to Knicker Hill.
Knicker Hill, I like it. just so you know, John, I will be disappointed if this isn't a hill.
You always like an uphill battle to get to the Knickers, right?
Yeah. This is a road, right? That does not look like a road to me. No, it says dead end.
We're just singing the praise of the old school sat-nav, only for it to get us completely lost.
I'm going to go back the way we came, because I imagine we've got to get onto the 46.
Not sure. So as we're on our way to Knicker Hill from Butt Lane, an interesting fact about Knicker Hill, at the bottom of the very small hill that you'll find at that destination is the site of the British Geological Survey. So this is where they go out and they do all the surveys in places like the Antarctica, etc, etc, and they go out exploring. I guess looking to plant a flag for the UK, because do you have a flag? If you don't have a flag, I mean, you don't own it, do you?
No, exactly. Well, they've got to plant it for the UK and their Knickers. Of course, that's also interesting because I've got a fact about Knicker Hill that I'll explain when we get there, which means that they probably get quite cold in Antarctica, colder than you'd imagine.
Yeah.
We'll bring that one up in shortly, I think, once we've got these cyclists out of the way. The fascinating thing about Knicker Hill is that it's completely ironic. It actually got its name down to the fact that when you move into Knicker Hill, and if your address says Knicker Hill, you are legally not allowed to wear undergarments. You have to go commando for the whole time you live here. Now, this caused a bit of a ruckus in 1974, and we had the Great Battle of Knicker Hill. Now, Knicker Hill is just down there, and we will obviously take you down there a little bit. But think back to 1974. Remember the national pants shortage? It all started here on Knicker Hill.
So Martin, do you want to know another interesting fact about Nottingham?
Yeah, absolutely, go for it.
So in Anglo-Saxon times, it was named after a tribe that lived there, and the chief of the tribe was called Snot.
Incredible.
Can you guess what Nottingham was called in time?
I'm going to go for Bogeyville.
Close. I was thinking Snotsville, but apparently Snottingham was what it was called in 600 AD. That is a genuine fact. 600 AD, the tribe of Snots lived there, and Snottingham was the name given to the town, village. But it wasn't a village then, a settling maybe at best.
Well, I suppose that's what the ham is, isn't it? Like it's the hamlet, sort of.
The hamlet of the Snot.
Yeah, exactly. It would be General Snot's village. But, I don't know. Wow. Well, what do you know? Learned something new today. Of course, one of the things we haven't said about Snottingham as well is that it's got the country's oldest pub.
Oh yes, it does.
Ye Old Trip to Jerusalem.
Absolutely. Which, if you've not been to, is slightly bizarre.
Absolutely. Owned by the Castle Rock Brewery, a Nottingham brewery as well. So it's
probably, therefore, the brewery is named after the pub because it's in the rock beneath the castle in Nottingham.
Yeah, absolutely that.
In fact, there is actually a tunnel through the rock.
Yes.
Chimney is probably a better description for it, which does go from the pub to the castle.
Good on them.
I'm not quite sure which way that would have been. Would it have been for the people in the castle to drop things on the people in the pub, or for the people in the pub to pass beer up to the castle?
Yeah, wow.
Who knows?
Imagine if the first dumb waiter was to deliver beer. Maybe that's why they call them dumb waiters. You dumb people, bring me alcohol.
Maybe. Bigger rope hanging down the chimney and drag a pint up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a tankard of ale.
Tankard of ale. Give me a yard of ale.
So, Nottingham is responsible for traffic lights, believe it or not. Although the first traffic light was actually installed in Westminster in London, they were invented by a gentleman from Nottingham. So, a chap called Jon Peake, John, a strong name, who was a British railway engineer responsible for signalling on the railway. He'd read an awful lot about these continued accidents with these fangled new motor vehicles, so he decided to apply his knowledge to roads and developed the traffic light that we know today. So if it hadn't been for Jon Peake from Nottingham, we would have lived in a very chaotic world.
Absolutely.
Okay, welcome to Maidens Lane in the centre of Nottingham. So this lane has had various interesting names over the past. It started in the 1300s known as Hawes Lane. In the 1400s, that name evolved slightly to Hoary Lane, and in the 1500s, it evolved to something slightly nicer. It was called Fair Maidens Lane. And over the years, it's then developed and it's been curtailed to its current name, which is Maidens Lane. So that was the route trip for Nottingham. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll do the same thing again next week.
Well, it sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed it, and we will see you, well, I guess, next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.